This week I'm in the very fine city of Birmingham while Mrs. T attends a conference, and I'm going to be using this today. This is my Chuzhao. It's a sort of Chinese toy camera, a pseudo twin lens reflex, and I've already made a video about it which can be seen here if I get the link right. And it's a fun camera. It's not very serious at all. The quality's not great, it must be said, but I've modified it since I recorded my first video about this camera, and I've added a little copper ring just above the lens here, as you can see, and that allows me to fit filters to it. Now these filters were designed for mobile phones, but it works perfectly well on my camera, if I can get one out. These tiny things here, and these really add to the capabilities of this camera, really adds to the fun of using it. So there's that. So I'm going to be shooting with this all day. But that said, it's a really nice day. The sun is out, there's some cloud in the sky, so I might well do some street photography, architectural photography. I've brought the proper camera too, so I'm going to do that. So I'm going to get started. I sort of know Birmingham a little bit, but I don't know it like the back of my hand yet, so I'm going to go and find an interesting spot, and then I'll explain how this filter system works. This filter kit is made by Apexel, and I bought it off Amazon, and it comes with this clamp which fits to your mobile phone, to the lens on the camera, like so, and that then allows you to use the filters with the mobile phone. But I actually had a spare one of these clamps, and it came with this copper ring, which is where you screw the filter to. And basically what I did was I cut out the copper ring with a hacksaw very, very carefully, and then again very carefully, didn't want to damage the camera, just glued that copper ring around the lens of the Chuzhao, making sure I got the right lens. The bottom lens is the taking lens. That's just a fake lens, just for show. And that, like I say, allows me then to screw in these filters. Best doing it. Yeah, it is a bit tricky. There you go. Screw in these filters, like so. And like I say, these really do enhance the capabilities of this camera. I currently have a fisheye lens on, and I think that's the one I'm going to start with. The fisheye lens creates a really wide angle effect, and it distorts horizontal and vertical lines almost to the point where they're almost banana shaped. It's a very Marmite lens. I mean, I don't own one for my Olympus, and I can't say I'd ever want to ever own one. I can't see any use for them other than perhaps once or twice in my career. But that said, it is fun, and there's a lot of wonderful architecture in Birmingham. I think it's a very underrated city in that respect. There's a lot of obviously modern architecture now, but also a lot of classical Victorian architecture. So I'm going to have a play with this for a few minutes, see what I can spot in Victoria Square. I might even record a video so you can see what happens when you shoot video with it. Yeah, I think I can have some fun here. I think that's more than enough fisheye images, don't you? So I'll take this one off. There are 8 filters in the set, and the next one I'm going to try is the kaleidoscope filter. So this has 5 facets. Yeah, and essentially it creates a kaleidoscope effect by breaking the image up into 5 sections and overlaying them and creating generally a sort of wacky and slightly trippy effect. So these are quite tricky to get on. I think, yeah, definitely best to get the camera horizontal and then drop it in and just slowly screw it in like so. Now these can be rotated as well, certainly this one can, so it is quite tricky getting it tight, but Yep, I think that's going to stay in now. So yeah, I'm going to have a shoot with that. see what that looks like. The one thing about Birmingham is that I don't come that often. I come about once every 2 years, whenever the photography show is at the NEC. And they keep building things. So this is completely different to what it was just 2 years ago. So hopefully I won't get lost. Fortunately, I've got my phone with me, so I should be able to find my way around. Right, okay, that's on. Let's go and have a play. This feels a little bit like one of those 1960s spy movies where the hero is just about to be brainwashed. It's a fantastic effect. Whoop. Oh dear, yep, these things keep falling off. So that's something to be wary of. There we go. Let's cut that one shorter. Now, if you find the idea of a 5-sided kaleidoscope filter a bit wacky and a bit out there, and I don't blame you, don't worry, there's a 3-sided kaleidoscope filter in the set too, which I am now just going to go and put to the test. I'm now by one of the canals in Birmingham, and if you just learn one thing from this video, it could be this, which is very impressive. And I was about to say that we don't get the weather in this country that you get in Venice, but actually it's baking today. I'm glad that I put a t-shirt on. This has to be the hottest day of the year so far. But it's a great spot to talk about the next filter in the set, which is the circular polariser. Now, I use polarisers a lot in landscape photography, and they have two effects. The first of which is that they can be used to deepen the blue sky at roughly 90 degrees to the sun. And a really easy way to work that out is to hold your forefinger and thumb thusly. Point your forefinger towards the sun, don't look at the sun. Rotate your wrist, and wherever your thumb points, that's where the polariser will have an effect. It can also be used to take the sheen or reflections of non-metallic surfaces, such as water or paint, say. So again, this is a good spot to demonstrate that. But at roughly 35 degrees, and I'll show you the angle properly later. But first I'll do the sky. Now, there was some really nice fluffy clouds in the sky before, and they're just about gone now, so I'm gonna have to be very quick before they vanish completely. I'll shoot some video on the Chuzhao to show you how the polariser works on that. But more generally, polarisers work by turning this front ring, and you vary the effect by doing so, and basically just turn it until you get the particular effect that you're after. I quite often don't use it at full polarisation. I quite often use it just slightly off. But again, you'll see how it works when I shoot some video on this thing. And it is a very useful filter, so I'm looking forward to seeing whether this works well on this camera. We'll see. Well, I got chatting to someone, and by the time that conversation ended, the nice fluffy clouds that I had in that sky had truly gone. So that's not ideal, but it was an interesting conversation about canals. But anyway, I'll shoot some video with the polariser and the Chuzhao. And like I say, you just turn this ring to get the effect that you're after, which I'm doing here now. And as you can see, the depth of the sky is changing slightly. One problem is when shooting video, because it's such a small filter, my fingers keep getting in the way. So you've got to be very careful. But I think that works, and like I say, it could be a very useful filter on this camera, just to tweak contrast slightly. Now, we also mentioned that it can affect non-metallic surfaces. It can take the sheen and reflection off them. So I've got some handy water here. So again, I'll shoot some video with the water, turning the polariser, again to see what the effect is. Now, that didn't quite work, and this may not be quite as attractive a subject, but like I say, it's non-metallic surfaces. This is obviously a metal bench, but the paint isn't, so the paint is reflecting a bit of light. So again, I can use the polariser just to take some of the reflections off, some of the glare. So again, I'll record some video, and hopefully you can see the change in how things are reflected as I'm turning that polariser. Well, that's not ideal. I've just dropped my 5-stop filter on the ground. I suspect I may need another one. What do you think? Now, the next filter in the set, the flow filter, is a bit of a mystery. I'm not entirely sure what it does. According to the instructions, which come with the set, the flow filter takes the static object into dynamic effects. No need any image software. You can take a wonderful and creative photo. To be honest, I think the Mandarin was more clear, but you know, I'm up for taking a wonderful and creative photo. So let's go and see what it can do. Just spoke to a nice lady on the Black Sabbath bridge about her memories of Black Sabbath in the 1970s, which was fun. Now, the flow filter simulates the effects of motion blur. So I think there must be sort of parallel lines etched onto the filter which blur in a particular direction, sort of a linear direction. You can twiddle it again to vary the effect, so you could do vertical blur or horizontal blur or diagonal blur, whichever takes your fancy. And again, I'll put a video on screen as I'm fiddling with the filter to show you what that looks like. But now I think I'm going to find another spot and talk about the next two filters, which I'm really looking forward to for reasons that I'll explain when I find that spot. Though actually I might go and have a drink. Like I say, it's baking today, so I think a drink might be more sensible. Now, one minor problem with the Chuzhao is that it's a fixed lens camera, so there's no zoom on it. So if you want to change the composition, say, you're going to have to either step backwards or step forwards, which is why the next two set of filters are so exciting. Though strictly speaking, they're not actually filters, they're supplementary lenses. One of which adds a wide angle effect to the camera. The other, if I can find it in this little box, adds a 2x telephoto. So this could be fun. So I'm outside the Birmingham Library at the moment, and I'm tempted to shoot inside possibly, or even go up onto the balcony and see what I can shoot from there. But yeah, I think the telephoto could be good fun. I do like a good telephoto lens, so I think that's the one I'm looking forward to using the most. So that was Birmingham Library, which I really like. I think it's quite a bold architectural statement. I can imagine it's quite divisive though. I suspect that not everyone likes it, but I do. I think it's very interesting. Now, the two lenses had a few minor issues, a lot of barrel distortion and quite a bit of flaring. But to be honest, I don't think that's so much of a problem for me. It just adds to the charm of the images that you shoot with them. I would obviously complain more if it was a modern OM lens, but it isn't. Now, I've got a few filters still to try, two of which I don't think are going to work today, or at least not at the moment. One's a starlight filter, for which nighttime works best. The other is a macro filter, which I think is going to work tomorrow when I go to Birmingham Botanical Gardens. But the final filter today is going to be a radial filter. So I think that's going to be a lot like the flow filter, but this time instead of sort of horizontal or vertical streaking, it's going to come from the center outwards, so almost like a zoom burst, I think. I'm going to try it anyway, and we'll see what that looks like. The radial filter worked as expected. You get a nice sort of sharp spot in the center, or at least as sharp as the Chuzhao can manage anyway, with the effect radiating out from that point. So you get a nice sort of blurred effect around the edges, hence the name of the filter. And you know something? I really liked it. I think that's probably my favorite filter so far. I did manage to try the starlight. I found some lighting underneath a bridge, which was dark enough to shoot. But really I think it needs an evening light, so I'm hoping to get out when the sun sets. So I'll do some kind of Scooby-Doo style transition now. Well, I'm now at Birmingham Botanical Gardens, and it's no disrespect to the city of Birmingham, but this is definitely more my scene. I'm not one of life's urban creatures, so I'm going to enjoy this today, I think. Now, I did briefly try the star filter last night, and it did produce the effect I was expecting. You get this star effect, hence the name, when you point the camera with a filter attached at point light sources like street lamps or decorative lighting. So I'll put a few examples on screen now. Today though is all about the macro filter, and I'm sure there are plenty of subjects I can find to put that through its paces. So I'm going to have a wander around, see what there is, and I shall report back. The macro is quite tricky. There's absolutely no working distance whatsoever, so you have to be right on top of the subject in order to get into focus. It's fun, but it's it's frustrating too. The sluggish autofocus on the Chuzhao doesn't help either. Now, ironically, given that I like macro photography, I think the macro filter is my least favourite in the set. I think the frustrations of using it just outweigh any sort of advantages it may have in adding to the camera's capabilities. So I think I'm going to give that one a miss from now on. That said, it could work better on a mobile phone, which is what it was designed for, which wouldn't have the limitations of this camera. And I think I'm probably spoilt with my Olympus 60mm, so no, I think I'll stop using this one for the moment. Perhaps go back to my proper camera. So, what do I think of the filter set? I think it's great. It's cheap and it's cheerful, though it's well packaged. The case that you get for the filters is nice and sturdy, keeps them nice and safe. They are a little bit fiddly to add to the Chuzhao, but to be fair, it was never designed for that camera. It was designed for mobile phones and for the little clamp that you get with it. So that's not really a criticism. But I'm looking forward to using them more, looking forward to using my Chuzhao more. So I think it's a really interesting way to add capabilities to the camera and to have some fun and to add some creative effects very simply, very cheaply, and without having to use any sort of post-production software. Yeah, I like it. Thanks to the magic of editing, it's today again, or was it yesterday? Well, it's now, whenever it was. Hope you've enjoyed that video. Please do share, like and subscribe if you did. And next week I'll be somewhere back in my home county, somewhere outdoors, somewhere not in a city, somewhere where it's a bit more green and leafy. So I hope you have a very pleasant week, and I'll see you then.